WYPA Up Radio with MC8. Steel and Big James has taken over the radio station.
Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangster Chronicles.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the James.
You guys are so much identical from the upbringing standpoint, and something's real interesting. I was having this thought the other night. I said, a few twists in your youth, you may have turned out to be one of the biggest Fortune 500 leaders in this country. You know what I mean? Who's to say that you wouldn't have been the next,
right.
Bill Gates or big captain of industry or whatever? And you grew up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, right?
Right.
How was your youth coming up?
Well, what really started me off down the wrong path is I'm dyslexic. So I have back then, when I was a kid, it's a lot of years ago, they didn't even know what that was. They just thought you were fucking stupid and that's it. And they didn't waste any time on you. So I'm growing up, the most I got was an 8th grade education. And I was not, quit school, they threw me out. They made my parents come in. If you don't sign him out, he's gonna, this bullshit jail for youths. So that started me off. I was in a gang. And in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, it was swamped with mafia dudes. And they were my idol, looking up at them. They were the man. And I grew that way. When I was 19, I got drafted into the military during the Vietnam War. I was trained to kill. I never went to Vietnam. You needed a certain amount of time. When my name came up, I only had 8 months left. They said, no, you have to have a year. And I never went. I came out, I hooked up with a gang right away. I was 21.
What gang was that?
The Rampers.
The Rampers, okay.
Yeah. And what was gang life like?
Gang life was a bunch of stupid kids. Stealing cars, doing this, doing that, fights, all kinds of shit. It wasn't that vicious of a gang. We fought, we would kick ass. We didn't kill nobody, but we didn't shoot people. But it was as tough as it could be. So I got out of the Army at 21 years old, and I was back in the gang. At 23 years old, you couldn't do nothing in my neighborhood. If you weren't connected, 3, 4, 5 guys would come to your bro. You opening that club? Fuck no, I got a piece. So you couldn't belong. Mm-hmm. So at 23 years old, I hooked up with the Colombo family as an associate. I liked the guy, Shorty Spiro, tough guy, ex-fighter, and I liked what he said. I'm never gonna lie to you. I'm never gonna backstab. Whatever I ask you to do, I have already done, and I'll do it with you. So it wasn't somebody giving orders. It was music to my fucking ears. You're gonna belong to a family. Music to my ears. I had a good mother, father, legitimate people. I'm far from stupid. When I was in the Mafia, it's common knowledge, I owned 6 construction companies. I mean, I had the power of the Mafia, I used the unions, I did all kinds of things. Black guy just asked me about our relationship with black people. In the movies, they portray it one way. The reality is, me and the people around me and the people I knew were like this. They dealt numbers on a small end. We dealt numbers in a bigger end. We were the bank. So when they went to, get rid of they have too much work, too much money on a number, they would give it to our bank. There was drug dealing with blacks. We did everything with them. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a quick story. Tato, my captain, and I wasn't made yet. I was still just a tough kid with the Gambino family. I was switched from the Columbus to the Gambino. Mm-hmm. He said, there's a small little church down the block. Where the black people go? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The kids are breaking balls over there. Go over there, read these kids the riot act. Leave them alone. They're good people. And I went down, I talked to the kids. The reverend or a priest, whatever he was, gets in touch with me. Sammy, thank you so much. I heard what you did and this and that and the other thing. And he invited me to go to church with him. I never went into a black church. But he was a nice guy. I said, let me go in. I went in. I went there that day. They had, a mass. It's like everybody else. And it was cool. And I left, and I was shaking his hand goodbye. And he said, if you'd like to make a donation, we got a football team. They're all black. Back then, it was separated. Mm-hmm. If you'd like to make a donation, I had just previously made a score. I had a pocket full of money. I said, yeah, I'll make a donation. I said, what are you going to buy with it? He says, football gear. They don't have outfits. They don't have this. They don't have that. How much does it cost for the whole thing? To buy all of them uniforms and stuff? He gave me a number. It wasn't all that much. It was a number, but back then it wasn't a big number. What it would mean now. I gave it to him. And Tato taught me the difference in caring about people and what they're like and what they do. It must have been a week after that. I'm on the corner with my friends. A car pulls up. 4, 5, 6 big black guys got out. Hey, Sammy. We got ready. I don't know what the fuck that was. They came over. And this guy says, you took care of our uniforms. Chaplain told me. Yeah, I mean, you didn't make a donation. We all got new uniforms and we could play. Anybody ever fucks with you, need somebody, give me a call. Okay, I shook his hand and went away. But when growing up to us, it wasn't like the movie. They were part of us in the neighborhood. Now, of course, there was some racism here and there, and people thought a certain way, but that's everything. When Italians came here, they didn't like Italians. Some people don't like Italians. Some people don't like blacks. Some people don't like Jews. Some people don't like something. That exists.
Right.
We're all over the planet.
But the biggest racism I ever saw in my life is when I went into the military. I knew about it in New York, this and that, all that bullshit. But when I went in, the first place I went was to Fort Jackson, South Carolina in 1964.
Oh, man.
I've seen racism like I never seen in my fucking life. And I even told a story. I did a video about it. There was a guy from the Bronx, he was a black guy, and we had KP duty. So we're online and we're serving these big long spoons. Fucking hillbillies came. I hear him telling the black guy, hey boy, do this. Hey boy. I knew that would bother him. So I look. Didn't seem to bother him at all. They came to me and the guy put out a tray. And I was serving beans or something and I'm putting it in this thing, it's dripping over. And I stopped. Hey boy, when I tell you to stop, that's when you stop. It's calling me boy now. And he throws all the fucking food on the counter. And I whack him right in the fucking head. Dumb kid. The guy behind him is his friend. He hits me, they had metal trays. Almost knocked me over. Black guy jumped right the fuck over, start throwing blows. I get my senses, I jump over. Me and him are fucking fighting half the joint. We're on the MP's car, we're sitting on the floor. And big guy comes in, big black guy, big heavy set black guy. You like helping black people, boy? Now, I wasn't stupid. He thought I was helping the black guy. It wasn't that way at all. The black guy was helping me. So I took advantage of that. So I said, yeah, well, when we from New York, we think a little different. And he winked at me. So I got away. The black guy said, hey, sir, you used that situation. Pretty fucking good. So, I mean, I don't know, you see these mafia movies and stuff. And it's really not that way. Not in my neighborhood, not in my lifetime. We had good relationships with them. I did time with Fat Cat Nichols. I talked about him in the video. A sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah, that's a big time gangster.
A big time gangster.
Definitely.
Finally get a chance to let the real